So, I decided to talk about this because I can't hold it in anymore. Fuck Anita Sarkeesian. She is a vile, parasitic piece of shit. And I know what people are going to say, and this infuriates me when people say, "Oh, don't talk about her. You're just giving her attention." Good. She needs attention. She needs attention so that people will know what a piece of shit she is. Now, I know sorry, thumb in the way. Now, I know there was that Marysville shooting that happened. We're going to get to that. But first I want to start all the way back to the Utah State University death threat that she got, where a guy said he was going to shoot up the entire university if she even so much as showed up at it. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't condone that. If you send someone a bomb threat or whatever because you don't disagree with them, you're a piece of shit. But Anita's also a piece of shit for exploiting that. Saying that, "Oh, look at all these bomb threats I'm getting. This is proof that I'm right about gamers." No, fuck you, you piece of shit. Jack Thompson did that same shit. He got death threats. We did the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry, not we, but people did the same thing to Jack Thompson that they were doing to Anita Sarkeesian. Jack Thompson got death threats. Wow, I just realized how flabby rich he is. Jack Thompson got death threats. He got people sending shit to his house. He got people making video games based off him where you kill him. And he went to the news saying, "See, this is proof that gamers are violent. This is proof that violent video games cause violent tendencies. See, this is what happens when you criticize their precious games. They give you death threats." He used that to his advantage because he's a weasel. But because people saw through his bullshit, they were able to disbar him, get him disbarred so he can never be a lawyer again. And yet Anita Sarkeesian, same shit happens to her, but because she's a woman, because she has tits, because she has a vagina, because she has metric fuck tons of makeup caked on her face, we have to take her seriously because she's a woman. Remember, listen and believe. No matter what a woman says, you have to listen and believe. And never mind the fact that a lot of her critics happen to be feminists themselves. Female feminists. People who are actually who are educated on this subject far more than her. But no, it's all male gamers. Oh, this fucking bitch pisses me off so much. Now, the reason why I bring the Utah State University bomb threat is because it was because of the seminar she was going to put out there. It was called "What If Mario Was Maria?" And it shows the original Mario sprite and a original character Do Not Steal self-inserted sprite that's obviously her, big-ass nose included. And if you notice what this sprite looks like, it's pink, it's wearing a skirt, has makeup, and wearing high heels. Now, didn't Anita Sarkeesian make an entire video about saying that those types of traits in female characters are bad and oppressive and are setting women back? Oh, Miss Pac-Man wears a bow. We can't have that because it's sexist. Oh, Wendy Koopa wears a bow and makeup. We can't have that. That's sexist. Oh, this character's wearing pink. This character's wearing a skirt. Female characters wearing feminine things is oppressive. Fuck that. That's the patriarchy. Well, why are you making a self-inserted sprite that does all that, Anita? You just went on fucking 20-minute tirade saying that was bad. But that's not the worst of it in this particular instance. The title of the title of her seminar that she was going to put up there until she decided to cancel it because of the bomb threat is Mario, What If Mario Was Maria? And you remember how she makes a big stint about how, "Oh, I'm a gamer. You know, I love games. I've been playing games my entire life, even though I have nothing good to say about games and I hate gamers." If she was any gamer worth her salt, she would know that, what if Mario was Maria? What if the genders were switched in a Mario game? That already happened, Anita, back in the 80s. Commodore 64. Do you remember the Jonas Sisters? Jonas Sisters, and this wasn't just some, obscure game that nobody knows about. There was a huge lawsuit connected to this. See, the creators of Jonas Sisters wanted to make their own Mario game using the Mario characters. Nintendo said no, so they made their own, just switched the genders and call it the Jonas Sisters. In fact, the commercials, or the ads for the Jonas Sisters, threw shade at Nintendo by saying, "The brothers are history. They were fucking with Nintendo by releasing their own game, their own Mario game, but with the characters being female. Now, as a result, Nintendo sued their asses, and you can't find copies of the game anymore, except on eBay, where they sell for several $1,000s. However, in a weird twist of fate, Gianna Sisters were revived for the DS and iOS, and for Steam. And it got a huge cult following. So yeah, Anita, it did happen. What if Mario was Maria? And you know what? You want to know what happened as a result? It got a huge cult following. So fuck you. And then there was this recent school shooting at a Maryland school. I can't remember the name of it. I'm fucking pissed off, and I, quite frankly, ugh. So she decided to tweet out by immediately blaming toxic masculinity. She tweets out by saying, this is why we need to address toxic masculinity. None of her tweets were sending condolences to the victims or the victims' families. None of her tweets were saying, how sorry she is that this happened. None of that. She just used it as a platform to sell her fucking snake oil bullshit about toxic masculinity. Now, I get it. There are people like Elliot Rodgers who feel like because they are man, they're owed something. I understand that. I understand that it is an issue that should be addressed. But the fact that she's using it to blame solely toxic masculinity and say, he just shot up a school because he's a man, is bullshit. The victims haven't even gone cold yet, and she's using that as a platform for her bullshit. Now, people attacked her, saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? How could you use this as a platform for your snake oil feminist bullshit? And of course she goes on the defensive. I'm just asking questions. I can't believe this. I'm just asking questions and I'm getting attacked by so many people. And of fucking course she blames Gamergate. Of fucking course she blames Gamergate. Poor me, I'm just asking questions. This is what's wrong with society. No, what's wrong with society, Anita, are parasites like you. Fucking parasites like you that leech on to tragedies. Leech on to tragedies to suit your own agenda. And suck them dry. It's fucking horseshit. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people showering her with praise. And biting the fucking bullet. And jumping on the grenade for her. When people point out shit like this. She's asking questions. I don't know what's wrong with you. What's wrong with you? What's fucking wrong with you? She's using this to her advantage. She doesn't care about them. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about gamers. And I love that. All this shit she says about gaming. Gaming's toxic. Gaming's this. Gaming's that. Patriarchy. Fuck men. And yet she gets allowed a platform to speak. I'm a gamer. I love gaming, but I hate everything about it. Here's some money, Anita. Here's a fucking trophy. Here's a trophy so you can parade around and show the patriarchy who's boss. All the shit she says about gaming, all the shit she says about certain cultures that she claims to be a part of. People shower her with praise. She's so brave. She's so brave. She's so fucking brave. You'd think with the fucking bomb threat and the shooting threat she received, she would be a little bit more, empathetic about this issue. But no, she wants to turn it into an issue all about herself. All about herself. Poor me. Poor me. I'm just asking questions. Poor little feminist me. I'm just asking questions. Fuck you, Anita. You're a piece of shit. You're a parasite. And I wish people like you would just disappear. People like you and the people who support you like crazy. Oh, God. Jesus fucking Christ. This is... I'm getting so red in the face. This is pissing me off. Because if this was Jack Thompson, if this was a guy, he'd be hung by the gallows, metaphorically speaking. He would have lost a job. He would have done anything. It's like, I fucking hate this shit. I'm sorry I'm rambling. But it's just, I felt like I had to get this off my chest. I felt like I had to get this off my chest. Okay, I'm calm now. Oh God, it felt good to get that off my chest. Look, I don't have a problem with feminism. Okay, I have plenty of friends who are feminists. It's just people like Anita Sarkeesian that piss me off. Piss me off to no end, because they use, the second a tragedy happens, they get on their Twitter and they talk about how they talk about, she says on her Twitter, oh, it's no coincidence that that every school shooter is a man, every murderer is a man. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, she said, like, people say she's not a misandrist, that she doesn't hate men, and yet she's blaming them for everything. She's blaming them for everything. She says all shooters are male. All school shooters are male. All serial killers are male. It's no coincidence. It's no surprise. And this is why we need to talk about toxic masculinity. Why is that always the case? Why is that always the case? Why can't it just be maybe he's just fucking crazy? Oh, of course, you can't bring that up because that's ableist. That's ableist. You can't use that word. You can't say they're crazy. Ableist to who? The fucking shooter? But I think one of the things that pisses me off the most about Anita Sarkeesian, besides this abhorrent treatment of a recent tragedy that she's exploiting, is that she goes in these conferences, right? She goes to these gaming conferences, which, again, I have to say this, she has no business being there, considering all the vitriol she says about gaming. She goes to these gaming conferences, she goes to these TED Talks and just generic feminist conferences, and she talks about how, women are oppressed in America. They suffer rape, they suffer beating, they suffer abuse, they get paid less than men, they have all this horrible, vile shit happen to them. They live in a rape culture where rape is normalized and laughed at. They have, they don't get taken seriously in domestic abuse. They, just all this horrible, vile shit happening to women on a daily basis. And what does she say on Twitter? Because of Gamergate, she has received the most harassment she's ever faced as a woman. So all this shit that she talks about that women face, in her mind, in her little world, all this shit that she says happens to women, and yet the most she receives, the most horrible treatment she receives, is from trolls on the internet. Trolls on the internet that you can easily block, that you can easily report, that you can easily ignore. And that's what causes her to be afraid to leave her house. You vile, privileged cunt. Now, let's end this video on a happier note. Hi, Elliot! Hi, Fluffy Sausage! How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Hi! Hi! Say hi, Elliot! Hi! Hi! He's a little camera shy.